Welcome to the Universe is Talking podcast. I'm your host, King.
And I'm your host, Aja.
This is episode 9, and today's topic is social media making us crazy?
Hell yeah.
All right, go ahead and start us off with this one.
Okay. So, King and I were looking at an article. We were reading an article that specifically discussed whether there was a connection between selfie taking and mental illness. And we both thought it was pretty fascinating, the article, and just our observations of the culture that is kind of prevalent on social media. So what I have to say is, I think the vast majority of us who have a smartphone and are also engaging some kind of way on social media have probably taken a selfie at some point. Whether we post it, whether we post it often, whether we just take selfies to share with our lovers or our friends, selfies are just kind of a part of culture in general. So I'm not anti taking selfies. I sometimes take the greatest selfies. I think I take better selfies of myself than my husband takes pictures of me.
Oh, leave him alone.
But the thing about selfies is that it allows you to kind of get the type of picture you want, which is part of this conversation. I think it contributes to this culture where we're very focused on our looks. So I remember having a cell phone that had no camera. Then I remember having cell phones that had a camera but took horrible pictures, grainy pictures, but they were always facing outward, so you had to take pictures of other people and things. And that's generally like our experiences with cameras, or that they take pictures of the outside world. You're capturing memories and other people, and I really love that about cameras. I love taking pictures of other people. And then at some point someone decided, that's not good enough. We're going to start making it so that you can take a picture of yourself. And while I love being or having the ability to do that, like I said, I capture great angles of myself, but mostly when my husband and I travel, or if I'm with my children, or I'm with my mom or anyone that I love, sometimes with my readers, there's no one else around to take the picture. So the convenience of being able to use your phone and take a great picture of the two of you, or however many people that are involved, that is just really nice. And I think we use that as an excuse for why we use our phones so much. However, I gotta tell you, I spend a good deal of time on social media. I connect with a lot of readers that way. And I noticed that there are a lot of people, like if you just go to anybody's page at any point, there are a lot of people who really love themselves. And I use the word love, but I don't really know what that is. Because maybe like they're obsessed with themselves.
Yeah, they're obsessed with themselves, yeah.
Yeah. No judgment. Okay, because I know somebody's listening who is one of these people. And you may not be mentally ill, okay? But you could be. You could be. Anybody can be. Any of us can battle with this. But I think that certainly being self-absorbed and self-obsessed is something that is much easier to get caught up in right now, because for whatever reason, because it's so easy for people to see us, we want people to see us. And I believe it contributes to that need for gratification that comes with social media when people comment, like, or love the pictures that we post or anything that we post. And that gratification feeds us, and some of us need it. Like, we begin to need it, and it feeds our security. And I will see people who say things like, I'm so beautiful. I love myself. You know what I mean? Like they say these things, and I'm happy that anyone loves themselves. I think that we should. But would you walk in a room, just walk in a room, and go, I'm so beautiful?
If they are, then this is the perfect episode for them. Because, yeah, you are going crazy now.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you're trying to disguise it. You're trying to disguise it with the I'm so beautiful talk.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with that if you need it to make yourself feel better because you're feeling down. And we, of course, you and I would much rather them walk into a room and yell and shout that they are so beautiful, as opposed to doing something to harm themselves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want anyone to feel like what I'm saying or what you're saying is that you can't be who you are. You can always be who you are. I think, though, that what we're discussing is how some of these things are attributing to the demise of us. The reality is that there are a lot of people who go on to be very depressed because anxious and depressed, psychotic, have psychotic breaks, mental breakdowns over what doesn't happen or what has happened on social media.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
when you know it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just say you took the very best picture of your life. Like you feel like this selfie was the shit. It caught all the right angles.
And you have clothes on in this picture.
Yeah. and your double chin's not showing, the camera, even though you didn't put a filter on, you know, cameras these days. I mean, I broke out into a rash not that long ago. And when I took a picture of myself to try to show somebody, no, the camera didn't. The camera, like, you know, smoothed me out so that you couldn't really see how bad the rash was. It was an allergic reaction. You couldn't see how bad it was, and I was trying to like tell somebody, no, this rash is horrible. Let me show you, and it just like made my skin look smooth, and I was like, okay, the camera done lied, and I didn't put a filter on. I mean, Samsung is with their cameras, but my point is, so let's just say you have the very best picture, everything looks great about it, and you're like, you got 5,000 followers, and you really need to hear that you're beautiful today. Because as much as these people are saying that they're beautiful, oftentimes I believe they don't honestly know it. Or
feel it. They don't feel it themselves.
Yeah.
No matter how many people tell them.
Exactly. So what feeds them is when people remark, they comment, and they love or like something. So you post this image of yourself and you think you are the shit in this picture. And out of your 5,000 followers, you only get 200 people that says that they like it or they love it. And you might get 3 comments and they're like, you know, they notice maybe, I don't know, they don't even notice all the effort or whatever. Some man is like, ooh, I love those lips on me. And you're like, damn, that's not the point. Like, I was wanting somebody to say, I'm beautiful today. And now you're all depressed because you were seeking your validation from the social media world. And I believe that is happening much more than we're acknowledging. And I think a lot of people are anxious and depressed because of it. And you hear about people who are very suicidal that you thought and go ahead and commit suicide, who you thought were very popular, you thought were very beautiful, and yet for some reason they weren't getting what they needed. And I think that, you know, oftentimes you can kind of see the mental collapse happening on social media.
So when you first shared the link with me yesterday, I immediately said, oh, this is the same conversation that you and I had a year or two ago.
Okay.
About how people post on social media and they look for that approval via the likes to make them feel better about themselves. So because we had that conversation previously, and then we saw that article that you shared with me, that's how this became our topic. So I want to start this off by thanking you for sharing the article with me, because once again we were going to go in a totally different direction for this week's episode, but here we are with a brand new topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I read the article, and it it suggested that people who are addicted to taking selfies may be a combination of one of three things. One was narcissistic, the other was a psychopath, and the other was they may suffer from mental illness.
Yeah.
And similar to what you said when you were making your points, we do see people who post on social media, and it's very obvious that they are having a bad day, a rough week, whatever the case might be, and they're relying on social media to make them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to get flooded with a bunch of selfies and a bunch of posts with them in it on our timelines, and they're chasing the likes.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to a person who's chasing the high, because essentially for those type of people, every like is a high for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that high is going to bring them up, which is perfectly fine. The only problem with that is when those likes aren't coming in, then the likes are also going to bring them down also. And that's where the social media high becomes a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not judging anybody at all.
Mm-mm.
It is a healthier form of trying to heal yourself from whatever's going on, because there are so many other things that you can be resorting to.
Mm-hmm.
Even for the men and or women who resort to getting naked to get that approval and make themselves feel better. Hey, if that's what it's going to take to make you feel better and not take yourself out of here, then hey, go ahead and do that. But just understand that you might have a much deeper issue than you yourself may even know if you're relying on social media to bring you up and out of the darkness that you're in. And at some point, you might want to find a way to start stepping back a little bit and fixing whatever is really, truly wrong inside of you.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, because I think that when you said that it's perfectly fine, I don't know that I agree that it's perfectly fine. I think that it is mild in the sense of the impact of the things that you could be doing to make yourself feel better. I think that there are some more obviously damaging things that you could be doing, but that needing the approval of others or needing that validation from others constantly is self-damaging. It is mentally and emotionally damaging to who you are, because if you don't happen to get whatever it is that you're looking for, what will you resort to doing? Where does that take you day by day if you need so many likes or so many comments or loves in order to feel good about yourself? And I think that if you're doing that to feel good about yourself, then there are definitely deeper issues that probably need to be worked on. I'm not judging anybody for coping in whatever way that they have found is helpful for them. I just think that if it's not working well, anything that you do, if it's not working well for you, if it only makes you feel worse afterwards, because you were talking about that high. I love that when you were talking about the high that you get. But with most highs, you come down. Most highs. There's a period that you're up in this high, and then it never stays there. Because let's say you post 5 pictures of yourself, people get tired after a while. They may think that you're pretty or find that you're beautiful, but after a while, people are like, okay, this same chick I just saw like, 2 seconds ago. They get tired of seeing your face. So it may not be.
Unless they didn't fuck you yet.
Well, yeah.
Because, because for a man,
yeah,
the best pussy that he will ever have is the pussy that he haven't had.
Right.
So he's going to keep chasing until he gets it.
Yeah.
So he's looking forward to the post every single day. And he has his finger on the trigger, ready to like and be the first one to like and be the first one to comment.
Horrible. It's
and of
horrible.
Course, we see you. We know exactly what you're doing. And hey, if it works, then cool, it worked.
I was going to say that I think that you guys prey on women who are in that place.
They probably do.
Now it's they.
Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah. I think that if you have to do this in order to feel good about yourself, then I would kind of encourage you to, reflect. I'm not saying that everybody is in a place where they need some sort of therapy or, self-help books or coaching. Not all behavior is that detrimental. And that's what I'm saying. You have to kind of look at, where does this take you? How are you feeling when you're not getting that high? When you come down, how low do you go? Like, how bad is it? I read an article a couple of weeks ago where Instagram and Twitter, I believe, were looking to get rid of people being able to see how many people have liked your posts. And I wanted to clap.
Great. That would be great.
Yes. There are too many people that are obsessed with getting so many likes because it don't pay no bills. I mean, getting 20 million likes don't do shit for your pocket. So what if all those people are loving the way that you look or happy that you went on a vacation and you got palm trees behind you? None of that is adding to your life. Like, it doesn't do anything for you wherever you actually are. And if we're chasing that, then we're not focusing on what's most important, which is what's really happening around you, who are the people that, you have in your life. Like, I don't know, it just seems like we are chasing the wrong things in this social media age. And I know that that's probably a bigger and broader conversation, but certainly if anything is making you feel worse after you do it, then that's something you need to assess, and you need to decide whether this is really actually giving you the things that you need, or you need to be looking elsewhere.
I feel like this all started with Facebook, where people were creating alternative lives on Facebook with their stories and their posts, and everything was so great, and life couldn't have ever been better. And every single bill was paid 3 months in advance, 6 months in advance. Yeah. And they had the newest car 3 years before it came out. Their lives were so incredible.
Yeah.
And then Instagram came out.
Oh.
And then once again, they're flawless, not a worry in sight. They're the greatest, most beautifulest person that ever been created. And they have all of the likes to back it up. You see those same exact people in real life. They don't even look how they looked on the post.
And don't have any of the prosperity that they are talking about. Like I actually saw an article about how someone photoshopped their life on Instagram. He photoshopped himself into a jet, into designer clothes. I'm serious. And they showed it. Like he like literally tricked people into believing that he had some sort of, wealthy lifestyle.
That's
And
when you get into the mental illness category.
but you know what? Yeah, but there are people who do that on a smaller scale all the time. I believe that there is a whole world of businesses out there that are making money off of looking as if they have it all together. Entrepreneurs that are feeding us into believing that you can do anything and you can be anything. If all you got to do is do this, and you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to live just like me. And then they show themselves in situations. But I know a couple of them people, and a couple of those people have asked me for money. And my thing is, how are you acting like you're rich if you need money from me, or if you need my help to get you to do something? Like, it's a lie. It's just all a lie, because pictures don't show the truth. The reality is I have an Instagram page. It's strictly for business for me. I don't show any pictures of my children, and there may be one or two pictures that, the pictures that are of my husband are from a photo shoot, and that's it. Like, you never see anybody else. It's usually a few selfies that are scattered, and then some images from my travels, very few, and then mostly it's when I'm promoting or some type of words that I feel expresses some of my thoughts at various times. But I'm really a big art buff, so mostly art. My Instagram, though, the reality is I'm probably never going to post a picture of me on my very worst day. You won't see me like, here I am in bed with the flu and I got snot running down my nose and I'm like, let me snap a picture and put it on Instagram. No, I'm going to show you the best parts of me. So even without me being obsessed about myself, yes, you see the best parts. You don't see, the tough stuff, the ugly stuff. That's never going to be what I'm showing anybody. So social media really is about showing only the good parts. And even sometimes in showing some of what we consider the bad parts, mostly there's an angle there. We're trying to get people to sympathize with us. And we need that sympathy to feel better. Have you ever seen somebody who took video or pictures of themselves while they're laid up in the hospital? I'm in the ER.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. You can save that one.
Or they're crying about something, and they're taking a picture, they're crying about something. And I wonder, when did we throw everything away that our parents taught us? Remember when you didn't go outside when you looked a mess? Remember when you didn't allow people to see you falling apart? Now, am I saying that we don't need to trust someone to share the bad parts of us? That we don't need people that will listen to us, that will help us? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that social media has made it so that it's a photo op. And the majority of those people know they don't care to help you. They just want to observe you. And, I think that social media has definitely I guess that's my point. It definitely has contributed to some of our distraction.
If I'm in a relationship, whether we follow each other on social media or not, one of my rules is don't send me the same picture that you posted. Give me some exclusive shit. I don't want to see the same shit that everybody else saw when you send that picture.
Mm-hmm.
If you snap 5 pictures, you better snap a 6th one and put the 6th one to the side for me. Or out of the 5 that you took, go ahead and post 4, but that 5th one is for me.
You know what? I'm with it.
I don't need to see the same shit that you gave out to everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I gotta be honest with you. Like, I really don't send selfies to the hubby. Because
he's coming home
people
to it
can
every day
see
anyway.
me.
Right.
He sees me all the time. So why am I snapping pictures to show him? He has seen me take pictures that I may take selfies that I may ultimately post on the page. He'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm taking pictures so people know that I'm alive." And he'll laugh, because I know that from a business standpoint, it's good for people to see your face every once in a while so that they know that you're human, and they can kind of connect with you. So I force myself to take pictures of myself, and hopefully, it's a good day for me. But even if it's not, there's times I know that I'm not looking my best. I'll snap and I'll go ahead and I'll post just so that I'm connecting with people in some other kind of way, so they're not just seeing my books and they're not just seeing art of others. I do that occasionally, but I don't send him. If I travel without him, but on just general, no. Yeah, he comes home and he can see me all he wants. So, I think that we do live in a day and age, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse from here.
It's only going to get worse. But I think that hopefully what we're doing is we're being thought-provoking, and someone who is listening that is feeling this way, feeling like they need that gratification in order to feel good, and needs the approval of a whole bunch of people to make them feel good about who they are, maybe they'll consider, some other methods, because it's never a sure thing that others will see you in the way that you see yourself. It doesn't mean that you're not beautiful. It just may mean that day no one cares to tell you that you are. No one cares to take the time, because everyone is in their own world, needing their own validation, having their own mental health issues, and may not be able to feed you what it is you need, and you have to find the strength in yourself to believe in yourself. But certainly if you're walking into a room, and I say that, if you're coming on social media and you're posting, "I'm so beautiful today," consider what that really says. It is the equivalent of walking in the room and saying, "I'm so beautiful, tell me I'm beautiful too." And is that what you want to say? Or do you just want people to recognize the beauty in you, and from a very authentic and genuine place, express that to you? Allow people to love you. Allow them to, not force it upon them. It's just a bit of advice from me. You can take it or leave it. But I think that it's definitely a thought-provoking conversation that you can have and consider. Do you have anything else to add today?
No, that was a great closing verse from you, so I'm not going to touch it.
Okay. So as usual, we love to hear from you. Leave a comment below if you have any thoughts or opinions about our podcast today. Thank you for listening in on the episode of The Universe is Talking. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, Universe is Talking, to be notified of new episodes every week.